Welcome back to the north coast of Scotland. If you've been watching my previous videos, you'll know that over the past 5 days I've been travelling along the western seaboard up to Durness, which is where I am now, and the trip has been epic. Some of the most stunning scenery that you would see anywhere in the world. Today I'm at the most northerly point of my trip at Durness, north coast, and I'm now heading south. So the journey today is going to take us into the Central Highlands to the best alpine ski resort the UK has to offer. Yes, that's right, we're going to make the 130-mile, 3.5-hour trip down to Aviemore. On this leg of the journey, I'm going to take you on a slightly different route. We're going to be heading more central Scotland this time, getting away from the west coast. From Durness here, we're going to head down towards Lairg, and then down to Inverness, and then down to our final destination for the day, which will be Aviemore, where I'm going to find the most amazing spot to do a car camp. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very familiar sight up on these roads, and especially this time of year, for the first week in June. These are all single track roads, and you've got the place is festooned with motorhomes. Whatever journey you're doing, and whatever the sat-nav time says it's going to take you to get to wherever you're going, I would forget about it. You're going to be stuck behind these guys for miles on end. You can't blame them, can you guys? Let's face it, if you've been tuning into my previous couple of episodes, you'll have seen exactly why people flock to this part of the world. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm no Michael Palin, but I would argue that this has got to be one of the best road trips that you could do. Right, off we go. We'll follow these motorhomes along this 13-mile single track road, and then we'll head a little bit more central, head down to Lairg. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm no Judith Chalmers, but I do know the roads and the routes around North Scotland like the back of my hand, and this particular road which I'm going down now, the 37-mile route down towards Lairg, is about as stunning as it gets. It's incredibly remote. It's a single track road which cuts right the way through rugged landscape, meandering rivers, brooks and streams. You've got stags running around wild all over the place. It's an absolute stunning drive. I've had quite a few questions, mostly via Instagram, about what kind of costs involved with a trip like this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm no Martin Lewis money saving expert. However, I've done this enough and I can give you a couple of top tips. The first one being, obviously it involves driving, so try and take advantage when you're passing petrol stations where the fuel seems to be the cheapest. Take the opportunity to fill up without a doubt. I always make sure that I bring a whole stack of food with us. And you know, I don't have a lavish lifestyle by any stretch of the imagination. Keep things simple. Tinned foods, dry foods, things like that. Cooking in your car, cooking out and about, absolutely fine. Unless you want to treat yourself, obviously you go to restaurants and things like that, but I tend not to do so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am not known as Michael Schumacher. I do keep cruise control typically on to 60. That might sound a little bit crazy and driving Miss Daisy, but on these types of roads, two things. Firstly, you cannot go much quicker, and secondly, why would you want to? You're going to miss the spectacular scenery. So there you go, folks. There's the Yonder Mountain Adventures. Top tips for cost effectiveness whilst on the road. Well, we've made it to Lairg. It's a blink and miss it type of situation, and I'm just about to pass through and go over Bona Bridge. not what you're thinking, guys. Yeah, this is kind of just a little bit of a stop off. I've just filled up with fuel. Well, actually, I didn't fill up. I put 30 quid in because it was £1.59, which is a bit more expensive, so I haven't filled it up. But I do need enough to get us to my final destination for today, which is the Alpine ski resort of Aviemore. So while I was in Lairg, I dropped into this lovely little coffee shop and cafe, and I picked up some chocolate macaroons, which happened to be one of my favourites. And I spoke to the old girl, Heather, lovely old lassie, and she said, I told her they were my favourite. And she went, now make sure you eat them in the correct way, mind. She was South African. And I says, oh, Heather, what's the correct way? And she went, in a oneer. I says, okay, Bonnie lass. And I think this is what she means. I don't wanna. Right, guys, that's enough of this tomfoolery and ballyhoo. Talking about my favourite chocolate and coconut-based comestibles. Let's make the 2-hour drive south down to Aviemore, and we'll go and find my perfect pitch. Back at the beautiful Aviemore, the most scenic alpine ski resort in the UK. It's a place which is very close to my heart. I've been coming here since I was a child. Every year, my mum and dad would bring us up here on a holiday, and we would go into this what used to be the Aviemore kind of ski centre or the Aviemore resort. And it used to have Santa Claus Land and the big ice rink there at the time and everything. It was just fantastic memories, and that's probably why every time I come here, I feel like it's home. The weather forecast turned out to be right. It is definitely a lot better than what it was. It's still windy, mind you, but I'm going to get some supplies, and we're going to go and have a chill out next to a beautiful loch. I'm also going to take you up to the top of the Cairngorm mountain. We'll have a look down over Aviemore and the surrounding area, and I might even head up to Loch Garten for a remote wilderness camp tonight. We'll see how it goes. This whole road trip has been powered by the All Powers R600 unit portable power station. It's a fantastic bit of kit. I'll put a link in the video description. If you are interested, want a bit more information on it, and want to take advantage of my unique discount code, do check it out. I've used it for everything: charging my phone, charging my laptop, powering lights, charging me drones, all the things that you can think of. And I'm now on day 5, and it's only just flat. So I've taken the opportunity just to nip in to a very handy hotel, just to sit in the lobby for an hour. It takes an hour to charge from flat to full. It takes about an hour. So I've just sat in a lovely, comfortable leather seat and just utilised their electric, which is great. So now I am fully charged and raring to go. So we're going to head up to the Cairngorm mountain and just check out the views, because it's quite bright. Show you the views looking down over Aviemore from up the top of the mountain, and then I'm going to get myself kind of parked up and see what we're going to do for tonight, pitch up wise. It's always beautiful up here, but it's always windy as well. That's the beautiful Loch Morlock just in the background that you can see. And further round, anybody who's wanting to do some hill climbing, there's some really good routes heading up over Meal Buckle and Cairngorm, which is the smaller one, just to the west. And through that valley, you've got Garten and, you know, Granton-on-Spey and various other places. It's an absolute wonderland for hiking. It really is. As always, you've just got to trust your intuition. You will end up in your perfect spot, and the sun's even come out as well. I'm back up in the spot. I have been here quite a few times. In fact, the last time I was in Aviemore, this is where I stopped. Well, a little bit further up anyway, looking out over the Cairngorm mountain range, and it's absolutely stunning. There's still a little bit of snow up on some of the peaks over there as well. It's very, very windy. I've just had the drone up and I've just almost lost it. It's only 249 grams. It performs really, really well, but I almost lost it. There was a big gust of wind and it was away. I had to put it in sport mode. Anyway, I've got it back. There we go. There's the proof. There's the sunshine. Perfect little pullover that we've got here. And I've got the car set up absolutely perfectly. And although it's on a little bit of an access road, it's a fantastic spot, and also you do have reception as well. Well, I'm definitely starting to think about tea. I'm on this restricted diet, as I've mentioned, so I haven't got anything too inspiring, but nonetheless, this should be pretty good. So, main meal, stag chili, vegetable and bean with golden veg rice. That looks really good actually, doesn't it? And then I'm going to have some fruit, nut and seed mix as well. That'll do me. Don't let the bright sunshine deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. It's freezing cold and it is windy as well. But it's absolutely stunning nonetheless. I'm going to hunker down in the back of the Battle Star. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to watch a movie and then I'm going to have my tea. And then that's going to be it for tonight. So I'll join you at tea time. I'm just getting the rice sorted out here at the minute. Just plain vegetable rice here. It's the microwave stuff, but it does absolutely wonders. It works fine for this. That's about ready for the chili, I think. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah. There it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm no Marco Pierre White, but this looks like a pretty decent meal to me. You know what? Just for a cheap meal, that is absolutely class. Aye, it's from a tin, you know, it's just basic kind of microwave boiled rice or whatever. But, in a beautiful setting such as this, man, absolutely unbelievable. Honestly, it takes it to a different level, it really does. That's really, really nice, that. And healthy, I would have said. Really, really good. Look at that, I've just spilled a bit. Wow. Oh, I'll tell you what, guys. Just as I was kind of getting the car sorted out before, it started raining a little bit. And the sun was shining, and I got the most incredible rainbow. Have a look at this. See, that's the beauty of coming out and doing these types of things, isn't it? If you were sat at home, you know, in front of Coronation Street, you wouldn't have seen stuff like that. Wow. You know, this isn't too spicy. Nice and light. The rice is perfect. This is absolutely champion, this. Fantastic. Right, guys, don't worry. I'm not going to put you through this carnage. I'm going to dust this off and have a chocolate coconut macaroon for my dessert. And then I'm going to hit the hay. I'm going to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to say good night and God bless. And I'll see you guys in the morning.
Hear that train pounding on my brain. It's coming to take me away. Lord, it's coming to take me away. I can hear that horse ride.
Well, good morning, guys, and welcome to another day in the beautiful Aviemore. What a stunning morning. It's absolutely lovely out there. The wind still continues, but it is bright and beautiful. I speak to you this morning with a bit of a heavy heart, if I'm being honest. Well, mixed feelings. A bit of a heavy heart in as much as today marks the end of this epic road trip, but also means I can go and see my little Millie, Double D, Jack Attack, and me mum and dad, because I've missed them all. These types of trips, you know, are absolutely fantastic because it means you can get out, really get some exploring done, and experience things that you wouldn't normally experience in everyday life. And what it does is it also gives you a bit of contrast as well. You know, you think your normal day-to-day work routine, home life is mundane and boring and all of that type of thing. Everybody feels the same thing from time to time. But in actual fact, when you've been away for a while, now I've been sleeping in the car for 6 days, 7 nights, and it does give you a sense of appreciation, actually, of, you know, what you've got going on at home and the people that you've got around you as well.
Lord, it's making me cry again.
You know, when I was speaking to those two women up at Durness and they were on about being away in an £80,000 camper van, and they said they were slumming it, I thought to myself, isn't that just a difference of people's perception? There's nothing better for me than just doing things on a budget, you know, keeping life really, really simple, and spending this type of holiday roaming around the north and west coast of Scotland, seeing some of the most beautiful sights that you possibly can, in my opinion, anywhere in the world. Just hunkered down in the back of my car on my own with a real sense of freedom. I've been barefoot for the past 6 days, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, and you know, just soaking up this prescription nature. It's been absolutely incredible. But as always, all good things come to an end, and as one chapter closes, another one opens. Guys, if you're liking this type of content, do give us a thumbs up. That way I know you're enjoying it, and I'll bring more content similar to what I've been doing here. I do have more road trips coming up and a little bit more time off work with more adventures to be had. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any of the up and coming content. There are a lot more adventures coming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this adventure as much as I have enjoyed making it. I hope the past 4 videos have given you a real life portrayal of what it's like to spend 6 days in your car travelling around the west coast of Scotland and up to the north coast as well. What an epic adventure. Well, I suppose there's only one thing left to say, and that is make sure you get away from the TV. Stop watching the news and getting bogged down with the doom and gloom on Facebook and radio and newspapers and all this type of thing. Get your backpack on, get off the settee, and make sure you soak up some prescription nature. It will make a huge difference to you, believe me. Right, guys, thanks once again for tuning in. Thanks for all the lovely comments. I do read and reply to everybody, and stay tuned. We've got many more Yonder Mountain adventures coming right up. So, on that note, it's a goodbye from me, and I look forward to seeing you on next week's Yonder Mountain adventure. Bye for now.
Hear that train pounding on my brain. It's coming to take me away. Lord, it's coming to take me away. Can hear that horse riding down that plain, and Lord, it's coming to take